I'm about to blow. I gotta stay on my hustle, you know that I'm grinding for sure. I came up right from the bottom, now they see me chasing my goals. Now they see me on the go, yeah. Now they see me on the road. It's time to hustle, yeah, it's time to grow. I'ma shoot for the stars and we aim for the gold.
Safe.
We'll just roll straight into it, G, because fuck, we just cruise, it's just casual, G. So we're on. But yeah, sponsor of the potty, G, Arepa. They are it's like a brain drink, G. It's for like mental function under stress and fatigue. So perfect for you, bro. Like in like stressful, I guess, roles and jobs, it's the best. So like whether you have to like get through a shitload of stuff in a day and you have to keep focused, or like if you're like playing a footy game or you're in a fight and you have to, you know, think good when your brain's fucked, you know?
Yeah.
It helps you do that, bro. Like it's made by like neuroscientists to like make it, like it's actually developed by neuroscientists to do that for you, bro. So I send you over a box, G, so you can try it out. Might be the new weapon, bro.
Yeah, hard. Bro, they actually reached out to me like a while ago when I was still in New Zealand. But I was just a useless cunt, bro. I didn't get back to them in time. I didn't make that connect, but
get back there, babe. Shit. Yeah, they're on, G. There's another big name in America. Can't say it on here, but I'll tell you after. That's looking at potentially investing into Arepa, G, and if that happens, bro, it's gonna fucking explode, bro. So yeah, I'll tell you after. But for anyone listening, you can use the discount code 138 online, or you can just click the link in the description. You get 20% off online. So give it a crack. How are you, brother?
Bro, I'm good. Can't complain, eh?
What's going on? What have you been up to today?
Today was my rest day, bro. So I was just getting some shit done. Went and visited this whānau. This whānau actually took me in for like a month, bro, when I was 19. Because I was coming over here and doing trips like 3 months at a time. You get 3 months on your ESTA visa as a New Zealand citizen.
Yeah.
Bro, and the first time I came over here, I was sleeping in the handicapped toilet at the gym, bro.
What?
Because I had no. So the fellow that runs this gym is mates with my coach back in New Zealand. And my coach in New Zealand was just like, oh, bro, I got a couple of boys. They're just hungry. They just want to be training with you fellas. Because San Diego is where it's all at. When it comes to jiu-jitsu, bro, it's like the hub. Like it's almost better than Brazil. So we were just hungry to get over here. And the bro had just moved out of his house into like a smaller apartment, so he couldn't accommodate me and the bro. So we're just like, fuck, we'll sleep in the gym. So we slept in the gym on the mats, but the mats were more comfy, but we had to wake up at like 5 a.m. because there were people coming in for the 6 a.m. class.
Oh.
So there was like a handicapped toilet that wasn't even being used because the males and females were being used, but so the handicap was free. So I bought like a mattress and put it on the floor in there, and I slept in there for like 2 months, bro. And I was just training.
Holy fuck, G.
Yeah, cuz.
That is hungry, bro.
Bro, but to me, like, well, first of all, like, I had been at some of the cousins' houses when I was a kid that were rugged as fuck, you know? So I was like, bro, this gym's flashier than some of the houses I've been to.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even a thing to me, you know? Like, these fellas live good lives over here. But in another way, it was like, I don't have to Uber anywhere. Like, I wake up and then the best cunts in the world are coming to train where I'm staying. So I don't need to go anywhere. I just get my food, come back to the gym, and then I just scrap hard with these world champions and just get fucked up. But, you know, I was just making so much more progress every day, you know, training 3 times a day with them as opposed to back at home, like working a normal job, training once or twice a day, you know.
So you do jiu-jitsu, G? Because I thought jiu-jitsu was like, is that like grappling in that? Are you like, I see a lot of you standing up and kicking and shit.
Yeah, so I started off as a kickboxer. My my dad was a kickboxer back in the day, so I was always boxing and kickboxing growing up, as well as doing like Modako stuff with him, because he done like growing up Māori, you learn how to swing a taiaha around and the different parts of it and all of that stuff. So we grew up doing that kind of martial arts. But when I was about 15, because my dad was running a kickboxing gym, and when I was about 15, we had a jiu-jitsu club come in, and they just wanted to use our space because they were doing jiu-jitsu. They were the first jiu-jitsu club in Rotorua, but they were training in like a basement, bro. It was like real. They had the mats and all the equipment, but they just didn't have anywhere to put it. So they came in the warehouse that my dad was carving in. My dad was like carving in a shed, a big ass shed in Rotorua. And then he like hung up bags and carpets, and that's where we were kickboxing out of. And then these fellas came in, brought all their mats and all the equipment. And then next thing you know, we had an MMA gym, bro. So I started doing jiu-jitsu through there. And then, later on down the track, had my first MMA fight, got toesed up on the ground, like couldn't get up. The fella didn't submit me or like didn't beat me up or anything. But when I was on the mat, I just got held down, and that's how I lost the fight. So after that, I was like, fuck, I never want to feel that feeling again. Like, you feel, like he just manhandles you for 3 rounds. So that kind of inspired my jiu-jitsu journey in a way, After that, I went to Thailand, like after school, instead of going to uni, I went to Thailand for like 6 months, and I just done jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and Muay Thai every day. But then in the process, I just fell in love with jiu-jitsu. When I got back to New Zealand, I moved to Auckland under my coach, Steve Oliver, who hooked me up to come over here. And he was actually like one of the first black belts in the country, but he was one of the first ones to come over here back in the day and train with the Gracie. He trained with Hickson Gracie, BJ Penn, all of those fellas way back in the day. And he runs the national circuit in New Zealand, like the New Zealand national circuit. They're called NZ Grappler. So he runs that in Auckland, tournaments up and down the country. So when I moved in with him, I just focused on jiu-jitsu, and I was just competing jiu-jitsu, bro. I was still practicing kickboxing, but I knew that I had some mahi to do on the ground before I could get back into the cage and do a good job. So I just done like three straight years of competing jiu-jitsu. Me and the bro Carlo, my good bro Carlo Witana, he's still in Auckland. Me and him would just travel up and down the country to any tournament that was on. Would fly to Aussie, bro, like broke ass, like we'd get like a sponsor to cover our flights. We'd go over there with just like chicken bags and a gi. Would rock up to the tournament and have like 10 fights at a jiu-jitsu tournament. Have a bit of kai there and then fly home. And that was our life for a couple of years until our jiu-jitsu came up to scratch, and then started fighting MMA again.
Fuck, bro. What made you want to get into like MMA as opposed to like just getting into jiu-jitsu and that? Like what sparked that?
But I've wanted to be a fighter since I was a kid. My old man being a kickboxer, and him, like he was taking me on pads and shit all the time as a kid. I actually hated it when I was young because he would always fucking make me cry if I wasn't doing it right, or that kind of shit. But that's just father-son stuff. But when I was at primary school, intermediate, I was always getting into scraps. I was always watching the K1 fighters like Wako, Yodson Cly, John Wayne Parr, all of those fellas back when I was a kid. And they were my heroes. Like, I just wanted to be just like them. Like, ever since I was a kid, I'd walk down, when no one was home, I'd throw on sounds when no one was there. And I'd be walking down my hallway, like, pretending like I'm walking out to a fight. But, like, I just wanted to be a prize fighter since I was a kid. And so I definitely loved jiu-jitsu. Like, I fell in love with it and wanted to compete. And, I have a huge place in my heart for jiu-jitsu. But at the end of the day, my end goal was always to be like in the UFC and fighting around the world.
So you knew like, as opposed to like going to kickboxing tournaments or going to jiu-jitsu tournaments, you knew from like a young age that you wanted to do the whole thing, like you wanted to be MMA. Because that's different, eh? Is it right? Or is city kickboxing? Oh, sorry, is kickboxing like, do you go into MMA tournaments? Like that's the usual thing you go into?
Nah. So kickboxing, that's its own sport as well. So I don't know if you know what the promotion Glory. Glory is pretty much like modern day K1. Like back in the day, they'd have K1 tournaments over in Japan. And we actually had a lot of New Zealand fighters in there. There was like Mark Hunt, Ray Sifel, Doug Viney, and all of those fellas that fought in the K1 tournament. So K1 it was just kickboxing, like just stand up. If you get like swept or you get put down, you stand back up and start fighting again. And that's still around. It's just not as popular as the UFC because you know, the UFC is just where it's at when it comes to like a full real fight. You know, it's the closest thing we got. But to answer your question, I didn't actually know that's what I wanted to do. I just had this idea in my head when I was a kid that I wanted to be like a fighter, like a prize fighter. When I actually first started grappling, I didn't like it. I didn't allocate enough time to it.
Yeah, right.
I just wanted to punch and kick people, bro. Like when they first started at our gym, I was like, because they came in when I was about 13, 14, but I would always make excuses like, oh no, I don't want to do that stuff. That's gay, you know, they're grappling and shit. Yeah, but it was really, it was just because I was getting fucked up. You know, you're rolling around with someone that's, you know, way smaller than you, or like a girl, you know, and they're wrapping their legs around your head, choking you out and stuff. Like it's a real humbling experience, and I think that's why it's good. Good for a lot of our people. It's a humbling experience, but it's a wicked sport, man.
I've been told that jiu-jitsu, I know a couple people these days that but into jiu-jitsu, and every person I've heard it from, and Joe Rogan, bro, he always talks about jiu-jitsu being like the like body chess. Is that right? Like physical chess.
Yeah, bro. It's human chess, cuz like you have your natural attributes like your speed and your strength and your power and all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's your techniques versus their techniques, and it's a play-by-play kind of thing. And it's not necessarily who has the most cards or who has the flashiest cards, but it's like who plays them right. You know, who's more efficient, who can roll efficiently for the longest. Because that's how it was made, bro. Back in the day, it was brought up by the Gracie family. So the Gracie family actually like took it from Japanese jiu-jitsu and made it into their own. But what they used to do was like they would go around and challenge other martial arts, and they would scrap. They would take their Gracie jiu-jitsu and fight some karate fighters or fight whoever it was. They'd have all these challenge matches, bro. They were like no holds barred, like you could do anything. And the fight, there were no rounds or anything. It was like they would fight for like an hour and a half. And yeah, so he developed, and the fella Helio Gracie was a small fella, bro. He wasn't big and strong or anything. So all of his techniques were designed around efficiency. Yep. So he would lock them up around his legs, and he would make them tired until they were fucked, and then he'd wrap his legs around them and either put them to sleep or snap their limbs off, or you know, whatever it took.
Give me an example of like if you're going into a role, is that what you call it? A role?
Yeah.
Like efficiency wise, what are you looking at focusing on when you come out of it? Oh, like while you're in it?
There's a bunch of stuff, bro. There's, for starters, getting inside position, putting the guy down and making him carry your weight, you know. If you take a striker down and you got your weight and his weight on him, every time he has to get up. That's why you see, you know, Khabib in all of his fights. Like, yeah, they might get up the first time. It's not that they can't get up. It's how many times can they get up before they're fucked. Oh, yeah, okay. And you see, like, wicked strikers, like when Khabib fought Edson Barboza, like, they get up a few times, start striking and stuff again. But then there's that one shot that they get taken down, and then they look up at the camera and you can just see that they're broken, bro, you know? So it's just that efficiency, being able to be in there in the heat of battle and just, like, knowing how to play your cards.
Watching that Kai fight on Sunday, was it yesterday? By the way, shout out to Kai, fucking goat, bro.
He's the man.
That stuff, like the bro was just like on his shoulders and shit like that. Is that sort of something he would have been trying to do?
Bro, when the Russian was on his back. Yeah.
Would he been trying to tire him out and shit like that, or?
Nah, he wouldn't put him there on purpose. Like, he wouldn't have let him get in there on purpose. But we just got to understand that Russian is, like, in that division, he's probably the best in the world at getting to the back, at taking people down. So that's just a huge, like, bro, hats off to Kai for, first of all, like, stuffing a lot of those takedowns And then
Yeah.
second of all, having like one of the most dangerous cunts in the division on his back. And you've seen a lot of those chokes. He was like chaining them 1, 2, like hand to hand. And Kai he was doing the right thing by following the choking hand. Every time the new choking hand came in, he would come in and grip at the palm, not at the forearm, because they can still fucking get that shit in if you've got the forearm. He was coming in, taking the hand away every time. But he was just on anywhere. Even though he was in a bad position, he was still with it. Like his defenses were on, and it was only a matter of time. Yeah.
I seen him have him like that as well, like a lot, like with on his chin. You know, he didn't quite get underneath. Is that still fucking sore when they're going like that on you?
Oh, handy, bro. Like heaps of people have had their like jaws broken.
Yeah,
from, like,
it looks like he was gonna get his jaw broken, bro. But he looks like kind of just like stood there like it wasn't affecting him, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, nah, the bro gets in a wicked state when he fights it. You can see it in his eyes, like he's not there to fucking muck around.
Did you get in are you sort of talking about it before, but did you get in heaps of scraps at school and shit? Like, and do you remember any of them?
Yeah, oh, bro, when I was not so much at high school, because I was already like, I started competing jiu-jitsu when I was like 15.
Yeah.
So by that time I had kind of cooled out, but when I was a kid, I actually had like a real bad anger issue. Like,
really?
Yeah, when I was like, primary school, intermediate, I was having fights all the time. And they were those ugly fights too, like crying, you know, like if someone said something and I remember one time, bro, there was this one kid when I was at intermediate, I went to Rotoiti, because all my schools were Kurakaupapa Māori, bro. They were all full immersion into Reo Māori. And the last one I went to before I went to Boys High was Rotoiti school. And I remember I was on the bus. I had a scrap with this kid the day before at school. And then the next day I was on the bus and I got to school and I could see him. He was just waiting right in front of the bus, like pointing and like swearing and shit at me. So I just gave my bag to my mate. As soon as I got off the bus, it was on. Like we just started scrapping. I think I tackled him into a car. I got broken off. And then like as I was getting walked back to my class, like King hitted me. Yeah. And then I think we had a scrap at lunchtime or something. So I was there all the time. Even when I played rugby, bro, like ask any other bros that played rugby with me. Like I wasn't fucking good at rugby, bro. I wasn't scoring tries or making huge tackles, but every scrap that happened, I was front and center. Like any excuse, and like my coach was all good with it too. Like he was just like, yeah, bro. You know, if you see anyone, because you know, even at a young age, ruggers is rough, bro. There's kids in there throwing hooks and shit in the rucks and stuff. So that was kind of my assignment, was just scrap anyone that was fucking with the boys.
Bro, some people use that too, G. Like I reckon even to this day, some coaches will use like, you know, you have like almost like a bully in your team that'll do that shit. Like I'll give you an example. Do you know Matua Parkinson?
Bro, I know him, pretty well.
Yeah. So, you know, on the footy field, you probably heard he's a fucking grub, bro. And known for it, bro. But it actually affects you when you're playing against them, because you always look like you'll pass and you'll check your peripheral, and you're at the bottom of the ruck and he jabs you. You don't want to get at the bottom of the ruck again. Like it's fucking scary, bro.
Yeah, bro. Oh, Uncle Matsu, he's the man. Man. Shout out to him and Auntie Sherry. They fucking cool as. I've trained a lot of jiu-jitsu with them, bro, because
I was gonna ask that.
Their Professor Lance, he got his black belt from my coach, Steve Oliver. So we kind of have a bit of a connection there. So because they're based in Katikati, and my dad runs a gym. My dad runs HT MMA in Rotorua. So it's we're under all the same lineage. So my dad gets graded from Lance Campbell, who runs global jiu-jitsu and Katikati there. So on the weekends we'll go over and hit the open mat, and we'll have a roll with Lance and Mats and all of the boys over there in Katikati.
Oh, fuck,
bro,
that's mean, bro.
I met him like later on once I was a bit older. But when I was a kid, one of my best mates at school was the bro Dereho Ririnui. I don't know if you know him, but he's his old man's Arama Ririnu from TGA.
Yep.
And when I'd go over there, they'd take us out diving and stuff, but they'd always take us to the Rangatoa rugby games. And I think I was there when Mats smacked over the ref or pulled the ref's pants down and got
Pulled the ref's
banned.
pants down.
Yeah, he got banned. He got banned for like 5 years or something, eh?
Yeah, gee.
But,
Got banned from going to any games. Wow.
He's a hard case, yeah.
Down-trailed the ref, bro. And I'm pretty... He was either playing or he was the coach at that time, bro. Was playing. I think he was playing.
Oh, it's just crack up, bro.
I'm pretty sure I was there too, bro.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
It's just crack up because he's a lovely fellow, you know?
Yeah. He is. He's shit, he's a mongrel, bro. Like, you know, like his upbringing and that like really shows, especially on the footy field, G. Like, you don't fuck with him, bro. Anyone knows it, G. Has anyone tried to scrap you like outside of your fighting, like say at a party, or like has anyone try to have a go with you?
Heaps, bro.
Really?
Yeah, cuz there's a couple of stories I can't tell. Oh fuck, one, bro. The worst part about it is that they start all this shit. You smack them over, and then they go to the cops, and then the cops looking for you. Like I've had a couple of knocks on the doors from a couple of police officers, and they were cool. I was just lucky that they were understanding, you know, because I know a couple of my other mates that are fighters. They haven't had such good luck, but I guess that's attribute to Rotorua and how it's such a small community, and we kind of know everyone. But I've had heaps of people step me out at like
because they know you're a fighter, or
I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is. Like I don't know them. Like I might know of them, but they just start shit with me, or you know, whatever it is. But I had this one fella at Lava Bar, bro, fucking famous Lava Bar in Rotorua. He was on me all night, just trying to start shit. And then we had a scrap. I think I kicked him in the head or something, and then I boosted it down to and yeah, I think this was like one of the last scraps I ever had in New Zealand. And I ran down to the next bar, and my cousin was actually a cop. And I bumped into him. I was like, "Sure, cuz." And he just got a call on the thing. He was like, "Oh, I gotta go off the road." I was like, "No, yeah, all good, you go." But he was getting called to my scrap that I just had. And then I just jumped. I called a taxi and boosted it home.
Fucking hell. Did you get snapped for that one, or?
Yeah, they come looking for me because fuck. Everyone knows my dad, bro. So I'm fucked, you know. They just come looking for Pucky's boy.
That's stupid, bro. I don't know why people do that sort of shit. I bet you a lot of it had not that I would understand why the fuck you would try to start a fight with a fighter. I don't know why people do it on purpose. I've heard that a lot of people do it on purpose. It was to get you in trouble, maybe, or I don't fucking know. But
I don't know. But I got a crack up story. So I was fighting one night in Auckland, bro, and I was in the same locker room as Dan Hooker.
Shit.
He wasn't fighting, obviously. He's fucking in the UFC, but he was coaching one of his boys, and one of the other fellas that was fighting that night had kind of just brought one of his mates in, and they were big Islander fellas. And so his mates, he's in the locker room with us, but he's hoarse, he's wasted as. And he comes up to Dan and he's like, "Oh, Dan, I'm a big fan, bro. Bro, do you reckon we could go outside and have a scrap?" And then Dan's like, "Fuck no, like I'm in the UFC, bro. Like I get fucking, you know, paid to fight. I'm not gonna fight you." And then he's like, oh no, all good. Oh, can we have photos?
Oh my.
Bro, like I think we just have to remember the demographic that we're working with at fight shows, or like fight fans in general. Like some of them aren't the sharpest tool in the shed, you know. So you just gotta remember that shit.
That is correct. So when did you decide? Well, sounds like when you went to America, you made the move. Sorry, bro. You didn't really have like too much of a plan. Like you just had a goal, I guess. When did you decide to go, and like how did that all come? Like how did that process go?
Like when I decided I was gonna follow fighting fully.
Yeah, is that when you went to San Diego straight when you decided that?
I think when I went to Thailand, bro. So like
Yep.
after my first amateur fight, I was 17, and then I gapped it to Thailand because at the time, like I was training, but I was kind of like fucking around. And in Rotorua, at the time, like now it's a lot better. Like heaps of my little cousins that are still training in Rotas, they're on, like they're doing really well now. But at the time, they were a bit younger than me, and I was around 17, and I was just kind of fucking around with it, bro. But when I went to Thailand after school, I was there and I was just surrounded by heaps of. That was the first time I'd ever been exposed to like some high level black belts, UFC fighters, high level Muay Thai fighters, and over there, I was just able to witness them training like every day, just hanging out at the gym, training with them, and that's when I
What
kind of
was
realized,
that like, bro?
bro, it's like a melting pot of just people from everywhere around the world. So there's this strip, like you gotta go now that the borders open. In Thailand, there's a strip called Soi Thai Road, and on that road has Tiger Muay Thai, where like Dan Hooker and Kai Kara France and all of them were training. There's Phuket Top Team. There's like bars, sports bars, like everything, like hotels and stuff. There's this one strip, and it's pretty much like where all the fighters go. So on that strip, every day, everyone's having lunch, training, like CrossFit gyms, health bars and stuff. It's a wicked place, bro, to go, and it's cheap. Like you're eating. Like I didn't have that much money when I went over, but I stayed there for like 6 months, just training every day, twice a day, and it was just a surreal experience being around professional athletes like that for the first time. And that's when I realized, I was like, bro, these guys are definitely like exceptional athletes, but what separates them from us, or from whatever I had seen, was just their work ethic. Like they're there, 2 to 3 times every day, training fucking hard.
Yeah.
And I think when you see it firsthand, that's when I kind of realized, I was like, fuck, I can do that. Like I feel like I didn't know, but I was like, I feel like I love this enough to be able to dedicate my life to this. And then when I got home, that's when the switch kind of happened. And I stayed in Rotorua for about a year. And then it just wasn't working for me. So I took an opportunity to move up to Auckland and train with Steve Oliver. And Steve Oliver was a pioneer for New Zealand Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. But he was actually Mark Hunt's coach as well.
Your what, sorry?
Steve Oliver was actually Mark Hunt's coach as well.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I moved up there and started training with him, and he took me to another level, bro. Like showed me, just every day. Because I lived with him too. I was just living with him, working at his gym, teaching jiu-jitsu and just training every day. And he kind of just took me under his wing, sorry. And yeah, bro, it just all started happening from there. And then he connected me over to come over here with his mate Johnny Furrier, where I'm training at the moment.
So was it like was it his idea to like send you over there, or did you like think like, fuck, I want to go to San Diego, like that's where it's at?
So my bro JJ, I don't know if you know him, but the Māori kid that's in Bellator, he moved over here like 4 years ago. Like when I first moved up to Auckland, he moved over here, and he started, pretty much paving the way for me to come over. So it was always kind of in mind, but I just wanted to do my time in Auckland and to make sure I was ready to come over. And it was a big step. You know what it's like growing up in a Māori poly family. Like you're just so close with your immediate whānau, with your cousins, everyone. So leaving all of that was pretty hard. So it took me a while to actually take the leap. But since I've been here, it's been nothing but huge things. Like I've got a manager now who's like looking after all my fights and sponsorships, and it's just a mean experience being over here with all of these fighters, because they treat their fighters over here like they treat rugby players at home. Like you got an agent, they're looking after you, making sure you got everything you need for training, for your weight cut, all of that stuff. So all of that whole aspect has just been huge. So
How do you
coming over here was a fucking mean decision.
how do you find that around like how they talk about like say Izzy and that speaking up about how New Zealand's acted towards fighters as opposed to say rugby players and shit like you just mentioned? Do you have an opinion on all of that?
Yeah, I think it's fucking bullshit, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm probably not the one to ask about the New Zealand government in general. Like, I don't support a lot of the way that they've not just treated fighters, but just the way that the direction that our country's heading in at the moment. In terms of like control, you know, like I'm all about health and safety and looking after our fighters, but a lot of the stuff just doesn't make sense. You know, it doesn't add up. Seems like they're just like, you know, trying to scare us a lot of the time. So there's a lot of shit that I don't agree with. But I feel like they've just got a lot of old heads in charge, and I think they don't realize what they actually have. Like, I don't know if they've been living under a rock or anything, but fucking Izzy's like a fucking superstar, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and MMA, as much whether you hate it or love it, MMA is the fastest growing sport in the world, and it's taking over. So if I was them, I'd be taking advantage of that and nurturing and helping our, you know, fellow Kiwis as much as we can, because we're a team of 5 million, aren't we?
I was waiting for that, bro. I was waiting for the team of 5 million.
Come on, cuz.
No, I agree, bro. I actually agree with pretty much everything you just said there. And just that whole thing with Dan Hooker and that, bro, I thought it was fucking bullshit. And it's just like you said, doesn't make sense, bro. It just doesn't make sense. It's not fair. I'm with you.
Like, you got a man willing to step up on 2 weeks' notice to fight one of the best cunts in the world, and then after you're making it. First of all, you're making it hard for him to get his visa, and then after his visa, he can't even come home and see his family for 3 months. Like, it's as if fighting wasn't hard enough. You know, they just got to go and throw all of that shit on.
Do you reckon Izzy and shit will end up coming back to fight in NZ? Like, I know he started talking about he'll never fight in NZ, and he changed his flag, on the UFC thing.
Yeah. I don't know with Izzy, bro. I don't really.
Do you know Izzy?
Like, I've met him a bunch of times, but I don't know him like to be able to like chill, bro, catch up and go to his house or anything.
Yeah.
I met Dan and Kai like earlier when I was a bit younger, so I got to know them a bit more, you know, and give them a message every now and again and stuff. But I don't know Izzy on a personal basis, but.
So where are they all living?
They're all living in Auckland still.
Oh, right. Fuck.
Yeah, but Dan was based in Las Vegas for like 3 months. I think longer. So when I first got here, Dan was over here, because he would take a fight and just not know when he was allowed to come back. So he'd just come over and then, you know, just wait on the government, and then the UFC would like hook him up a place to stay, and then give him a car and stuff, and then he'd just stay and train somewhere by himself, or, you know, or like with a couple of connects, but until he was allowed back in the country, bro, and then he'd go home.
Fuck, that's bullshit, eh?
And then they'd offer him a fight like 1 week after he got home, and then he'd be like, fuck it, you got me. And then take it, you know, and come back.
He's a hungry cunt too, eh?
Yeah, fuck yeah. And I just think it's fucking mean that the time that we're in now, compared to the 13-year-old me that was at Rotorua Boys High asking my class like, who's watching Kane and Junior Dos Santos this weekend? No one knew who the fuck I was talking about, because there were no Kiwis in the UFC. I know there was Mark, but like the UFC in general, no one knew what it was. Fast forward to now, like, look at not only do we have Māoris and Kiwis in the UFC, but look at the level of who we have and what they stand for, more importantly, like who they are as people. You know, they stand, Dan, Izzy, Kai, and they're not afraid to stand up and, you know, speak up for what's right.
Bro, how big's the UFC got him, bro? And like you said, and especially I reckon I've noticed in New Zealand how much more popular it's gotten.
Yeah. Like, I guess over time I didn't really click until, on a fight night now, or like a fight week, like it's just all over my feed. And I, obviously I do know a lot of fighters, but I'm just noticing a lot more of my mates that aren't even into fighting. It's just all over everywhere on my social media, and it's just mean, bro. You know, especially when you've been in the sport for so long, like it's cool to see that other people appreciate what sport that you just love wholeheartedly.
Yeah. How often are you training at the moment, bro? Like, what does your week look like?
Monday to Saturday, 2 to 3 times a day. I'm training.
Fuck.
Yeah, because tomorrow I have 2. And I'm teaching a bit of jiu-jitsu and kickboxing as well, just to make some cash.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's with MMA, training MMA, like a camp is so much harder. I wouldn't say it's harder, but it's just a bit more complex than, boxing or kickboxing, just because you have so many aspects that you have to work. Like you have to work your wrestling, getting the cunt down or preventing the fella from taking you down. And then when you hit the ground, you got to work your escapes, your transitions, everything, your escapes to get out of submissions. And then you got your stand-up. You got your straight boxing and then your kickboxing. And then on top of that, you got to do your strength and conditioning as well. So there's so many aspects, to pull it off.
How does pay work for like fighters like you that are like not yet in the UFC and shit like that? How do you, I guess, get by in that? Is it all still paid?
So this next fight will be my professional debut. So it'll be my first like proper paid fight.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And so before that, how do you?
Before that, it was like sponsors, bro. Sponsors and just saving up money, like working for however long I'm in the country, and then coming over here and making it fucking last, bro.
Fuck, yeah, that's how it works.
And that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize is in those other countries, that's government funded in a lot of those countries, like wrestling, and they're being put up in apartments, given cars and stuff, like if they're on the wrestling team or if they're fighting MMA.
Really?
Whereas New Zealand, yeah, bro, they everywhere else, like on that side of the world, they treat it like royalty, their fighters. And then in New Zealand, like we can't even fucking get a visa to leave. In New Zealand, you got fighters that are like on the benefit, or working as a tradie, working like labor jobs all day, but they're running at 6 a.m. in the morning and then training straight after mahi.
Fucking hell, that is.
So it's, you gotta love it, bro. But I guess you just have to love it.
Give me a rundown, G. We sort of talked about it in DMs the other day, but sort of in depth, a rundown on your pathway, I guess, to get to the UFC.
So I just kept off my amateur career, and I had fights all in New Zealand and Australia, and then my last one over here. So this next fight will be my professional debut. So pretty much your record gets wiped clean. So you got to build it up again. But now it actually like really matters what's on your record. So my next few fights will be fighting on local shows. I actually just got a text from my manager just before we jumped on this potty. So I'm not sure. I'm still waiting to hear news for my pro debut. I think it's going to be in LA. We're looking at May. So we're just going to be fighting on local shows around California just to get some numbers in on the record. And then hopefully if we do well, we could look at Dana White's Contender Series, maybe, within the next couple of years. And Dana White's Contender Series, they pretty much bring in a bunch of prospects to fight on one night, and they fight each other for UFC contracts. But it's not even the winner gets the UFC contract. It's if you finish the guy and you're exciting, then you might get the contract. So you got to go in there and perform.
How do you get picked for that?
Like connects, bro, like your manager, or if you get that's the huge like difference about fighting in New Zealand and fighting in the States. It's just that there's eyes on you over here. Like if you're fighting in California, or you're fighting on these local shows, they're all being aired on UFC Fight Pass. Like the majority of the shows that we're going to be fighting on are on UFC Fight Pass. and then all the management companies that are over here have just solid connects with Mick Maynard and Dana White and all the people that are in the UFC. So you just gotta, every time you get given that time to perform, you gotta make it worth it, you know. And that's the thing about where our sport's heading into these days. Well, I guess it's always been an entertainment sport, but nowadays you just see how much it's developed. When you look at guys like Conor McGregor or Izzy and the way that they perform, like it's a performance, from the way that they carry themselves to the way they speak, how they enter, the way they fight, you know, and then how they're talking after it to set up their next fight. Like those are aspects of the sport that we have to look at and study now. And I do definitely like take note of all of that stuff too, because you can't just be a good fighter these days. You got to put the bums on seats, and that's what I plan to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Do you practice that shit? Like, is that something that, like you said, you do a bit of maybe study on it and that? Do you practice like, and like, because I know you've got a bit of a character as well. Like, obviously on all your socials, like you're always fucking around and like throwing up funny stories and shit like that. Is that tying into that same thing?
For me, yeah, like it's something I've been thinking about for a while. And when you're in your amateur phases as a fighter, like all you have to do is worry about being a fighter, like improving as a martial artist. But it's definitely something I've been thinking about for a while. And for me, I wouldn't necessarily say I practice it, but for a long time, I always thought about this aspect and I know what kind of act can I put on that's going to make me money. But the more and more I studied the greats, the more I realized that, like, yeah, they might be, you know, putting it out there a little bit more, but at the end of the day, they're just being themselves.
Yeah.
You know, like Izzy isn't on there trying to be someone else. Izzy's just on there being himself, but just unapologetically. You know, so for me, like growing up in Aotearoa, bro, there's all, you know, how many hard case cunts do you know? Cracking up, you know, making everyone laugh and just being a clown, just being a cheeky Māori. It's you know, how many of the bros that are just like quick-witted, you know, you give them some shit, they're coming right back at you with some other stuff. Like it's in our blood because it's who we are. So I just feel like I shouldn't need to practice being someone else, where I'm just going to try and be authentically myself.
I like that, G. And I instantly what I thought of just then was, do you know Kehu Butler?
I know of him, yeah.
Yeah, so he's one of the boys from here. We all grew up together in that. And the surfing like world has really like tuned into the way he is, and that same thing, like just a hoary little Māori boy, like just always just fucking around and being a clown and like just being hoary, bro. And they really buy into that, bro. And I'm sensing the same sort of shit with you, like, you know, like just crack up, funny, how you are at home, how all your whānau and friends are, same sort of thing, eh?
Yeah, bro. And that way, like, it's fun, you know, at the same time, because you don't have to put on an act, and it's fun. Like, and I just feel like it's the best way to enjoy the process at the same time, you know, because it's a rough sport, cuz like gotta fucking enjoy it.
Have you ever met Dana White?
No, I haven't. Have
you been to a UFC event?
Yeah, just the one in Auckland, bro. Just the one in Auckland. Yeah. Since I've been here, we've tried to go to the one that who was fighting? Oh, we tried to go to Dan's one, but fuck, we couldn't make it, bro. It didn't work out. But I'm here now. I've only been here for 4 months, so it's only a matter of time.
Fucking A, that's unreal. Like you're talking about your professional record. Firstly, if you go onto the UFC, the record that shows, is that the UFC record or their professional record?
No, that's your professional record.
Okay, so it'll show as long as you're a professional fighter.
Yeah, so from my next fight onwards, that's going to be on my record forever. Yeah. And that's kind of where the sport's heading now. You know, like you see Dan's and Kai's record, they like I'm pretty sure they never had an amateur fight. Like when they started fighting, that's how developed it was in New Zealand. Like not very developed at all to build up like the fighters from the ground up. Like they're just thrown in there straight away pro. Their first fight ever, probably training like a couple months, you know. Compared to now, yeah, and then that's on your record forever, you know. But now, I was just lucky enough to have a good coach that helped me out and helped build me up, to make sure by the time I make that walk for my pro debut, I'm well versed in all aspects of the fight, and I truly feel like I'm comfortable wherever it goes now. Like when I make that walk on my pro debut in May, like I'm fucking gonna be gunning at to come wherever it goes.
Fuck, that's mean, G. I want to see this, bro. I'm gonna have to sign up to Fight Pass. Is that how you watch it?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, on UFC Fight Pass, it'll be on there. I'm like, I think I should have an announcement in a couple of days. Like we just almost finalized it.
Fuck, that'll be unreal, G. I'm keen.
Yeah.
Bro, do you, with the like whole record and that, do you pick your fights like, you know, like say someone comes and you're like, fuck, he's probably at a way higher level than I am at the moment. Would you take that fight?
I don't.
Or does that happen? Or?
I don't like now. That's not something you kind of deal with as a fighter. I guess you trust your coaches and your managers. So like in New Zealand, my coach managed me pretty much. Like I didn't have a manager, so he had all the connects in New Zealand. So they would hit him up, like, have you got a boy at middleweight or welterweight or whatever? And they'd be like, yeah, I got Hux, he's had 2 fights or whatever. And then they'll jack up the fight. But over here, now that I'm signed to a Iridium Sports Agency, they sort out my fights, and then they just hit me up, like, you ready to go on this date? And I say yes.
How long, realistically, do you think it'll take you to get to the UFC?
I reckon like not 2023. I definitely like end of 2023.
So end of next year, you reckon?
Yeah, or 2024. Sorry, I got that fucking wrong. 2024.
Fucking A. That's quick.
Yeah.
That's quick, eh? Is that how long it would usually take someone roughly, or it's just different for everyone?
I think just like where I'm at, like in New Zealand, bro, to get kind of scouted out and just like a pool of killers is fucking hard, man. You know, because you got in my division in New Zealand, you just got so many like killers. So getting out of that and being over here with a good management team, with good coaches that have connections, like as much as it's what you know, it's who you know. You know, we all know that in all aspects of life, it's who you know. So I just feel like I got good people around me. Living with the bro, like he's just a weapon on the ground. And then having
Who's that?
JJ.
Oh, you live with him?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So I live with him. We got mats in the garage. We, going at it all the time and training with some of the best jiu-jitsu cunts in the world over here at Alliance Jiu-Jitsu with Johnny Furrier, and then doing my striking with AJ Matthews, and then doing all my wrestling and judo with J-Flow, who actually helped build Paddy the Batty. So I don't know if you heard, if you watched Paddy the Batty's fight on the weekend. Yeah. His coach was saying J-Flow him, J-Flow him. Oh. And that's when he done that judo toss.
Oh, right.
And that's what won in the fight. That's my wrestling coach over here. I'm going to train with him tomorrow.
I seen a big rock up about his pay for that fight, eh? Did you see that?
Yeah, bro, yeah. And that's the thing about when you first enter the UFC, like you're getting paid fucking chips.
Yeah.
Like 12K to show and then 12K to win.
Shit, really?
Yeah, that's how much he got. Oh, but then he got the bonus though, like because he finished the guy. He got a performance bonus, which got him an extra 50K.
It's crazy, yeah. It's just a real entertainment business, eh?
Yeah, bro. But I guess that's what we all sign up for at the start, eh? Like
Do
you
you
just,
sorry,
you
do you
just got to
think
figure out.
do you
Oh,
think
shit, you go.
about fuck, do you think about like oh fuck, I don't even know how to put it into words. What were you gonna say, sorry?
You just got to be going. You just got to go out there willing to perform, to be exciting. You know, if you're grappling, because we already know all the crowd wants to see is knockouts.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so if you are trying to put the cunt down when you're on top, you got to be bashing his face in. You got to be trying to rip his arms off. Like you can't be on there just trying to hold his hips and win the round. Because like yeah, you might win, but you ain't gonna get paid stuff, and no one's gonna like you. So you just got to have that mindset. And I feel like as Māori, we already have that killer mindset. Like if not, we're on the other side. Like when we go in there to fight, we channel, you know, a lot of who we are. So by the time we get in there, you know, you just feel all of that one of that in you.
Do you what I was gonna say was, do you think about like head knocks and shit when you're in fights and like coming out the other side and like what the effects that I guess fighting have on people's bodies, and like do you focus on that when you're fighting and shit?
In the fight, no. Like in training, yeah. Like like I definitely want to be able to speak to my grandkids, bro. Like that'll be nice.
Yeah.
I don't want to have Parkinson's and be shaking like Muhammad Ali or anything, but you know, at the end of the day, bro, like if I'm shaking and shit, but I was the man and I was the champion, like to me it'll be worth it. But at the same time, like this is what I've wanted since I was a kid, bro. You know, so when it's all said and done, I want to be able to say that I did it. Like that means a lot to me. It was my life goal as a kid was just to be who I am, and I don't see why I would come all of this way and then not do it, you know. But in saying that, that is something we all think about a lot. But then that also, it's more in training, you know. There's a lot of people that are just fucking sparring hard. Like you see heaps of those videos of those cunts over and wherever they are, and their coaches are just like bashing them in the face in training, like trying to condition their brain cells. Like that's the shit that you want to stay dead clear of, bro. You know.
I seen this one of this it must have been a coach, G, and there was just like 4 dudes lined up and he was just bop, 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 just smacking them in the face, G.
Like how the fuck does he have a gym, bro? You know? It blows my mind, you know. But even without all of that like super out the gate stuff, there are gyms that just spar hard all the time. Like 2 times a week they spar hard and their boys are just taking like punishment, unnecessary punishment. Like hard sparring definitely has a place in the camp, but it's like it's not all the time. And even when you are hard sparring, you're hard sparring with people that want the best for you. Yeah. It's different. You know, they're sparring hard, but they're not trying to fucking knock you out.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find a good spot like that in a place where it's a room full of killers, you know, a room full of egos. Like you got to find people that actually have your back, that are trying to help you be, you know, the best version of yourself that you can be.
Have you had sparring partners that fucking have a proper go at you?
Yeah, bro. It's like, it's always going to happen, you know, especially when you're traveling. Like when you first get to a gym, we're competitors at the end of the day. Just like if you're playing another touch team or you're playing another rugby team, like you're going to fucking test them to see who's the top dog. So when you step into a new gym, especially if you're from a different country, like you're going to get sussed out real quick. But I'm just grateful for my foundations, like the way I grew up and stuff, that helped prepare me for that, because my coaches in there wouldn't let me step offshore if I wasn't ready for all of that shit, you know?
Like how mean's it going to be when we become your Nauk boys, G, over here at 138?
Fuck yeah, that'll be some mean parties, G.
Fuck, and we're gonna be we're calling it right now, G. I'm gonna clip this video right now. When you make the UFC, and we throw you up a longie and you vortex that shit on the
all
cage.
day, bro. All day.
We're gonna clip this shit and we're gonna chuck it up, G.
Yeah, for sure. Like definitely love what Bam Bam's doing. Like look at how many fighters are drinking beers after their fights now. And I love the Shui, bro, but when it comes like Shui to vortex ratio, bro, like Shui, anyone can fucking pour some piss in a shoe and scull it, you know. But to do a vortex, it takes a bit of technique, cause so no, I'm a sophisticated Māori, if you will. So when I'm in the UFC, that's my plan. I want to show them the next level.
How's is it easy enough to take the cap off with those gloves on?
Yeah, nah, it's all good. Like your fingers are free.
Oh yeah,
you're all good.
Can't wait for that, bro.
Yeah.
Last thing I want to drop in there, bro, before we wrap this up is, if I could clip this right now and send a message to Dana White, talk to the camera, what you would say?
Tell him to fucking watch a haka, bro. Tell him to watch like the Māori people and who we are and what we've done. Like from the get-go, back in the days, our tribe used to fight each other for land, for their wives. Like we're blood, or like battling is in our blood, bro. Like it's something that we've done from back in the day in our iwis to the Māori battalion to who we are now. Our ancestors were fighters, and it's been passed down to us. Like this is who we are. So best believe if you give me that fucking shot, bro, I ain't fumbling that ball. I'm a Māori through and through, and we bred to scrap, cuz we born for this.
Fucking A, bro. I'm gonna clip that shit too, bro. That gave me goosebumps. Fucking A, G.
But that's at the end of the day, bro. That's like that's a huge drive for me. Like who we are as a people. Like fuck up. Before all of this fight, before all the fighting and stuff, like being Māori is just something I'm so proud. You know, I'm so proud to be a fucking Māori. And as much as I love fighting, which is a lot, and how much of a craze like the UFC is, at the end of the day, I want to use MMA as my vehicle to put me in the spotlight so I can, you know, share with the world how beautiful our culture is.
Yep.
And who, you know, and I just want to use MMA as a vehicle to tell our stories, bro. Because fuck, we have some crazy stories about our tupuna back in the day. So if it's gonna be good, bro.
Yeah, fuck, it's gonna be good. It's gonna happen too. I can't wait for it, bro. Fuck, I appreciate your time, G. I know it's pretty late over there, so thanks for jumping on, cuz, and finding the time, G. And I wish you the absolute best, G. And we'll obviously keep in touch heaps. I'll get you that box of arepa over, and we'll link up soon, bro.
Not too much, my bro. Thanks for having me, man.
Mean, cuz.
Have a good night. We'll catch up soon.
Sweet brother.
Cheers, boss.